sacrament, where do you have it? You say it in the church. But how the Blessed Sacrament comes into a church? By the consecration of a priest. And what is the consecration of a priest? It is the renewal of the sacrifice of our Lord Jesus Christ on the cross. And so we have exactly the same symbol and mystery that 150 years before Saint Louis Maria Grenu Montfort described as the crucifix in the right and the rosary in the left hand. Now, if you see a little bit what we are doing since 50 years and what in the church is happening since 50 years, you will very easily, I speak of the church as a global, I cannot explain the church situation in such a country where the church almost doesn't exist like here. It's a very small religious community in comparison with Philippines or with even India or with the European countries or even South America, where you have millions, many millions of Christians and Catholics. Now, since 50 years, the spirit of the Freemasonry, the spirit of liberalism, the spirit to forget about God and His rights and His commandments entered in the spiritual life of the people. I don't say that they are guilty of that. I only say that what happened. Look, if you look a little bit about books of the history of the Philippines, what happened after the Second World War, the Nation Congress of the Legion of Mary in 1946, 1947, 1949, 1950. If you see the Eucharistic Congress in the Philippines in 1937 and also on. My granduncle, German, he was delegated by the bishops of Germany in 1937 to go with the ship, there was no plane, to the Philippines and to participate in the International Eucharistic Congress. And we, in my home, we have his letters. You can imagine what happened there in Manila. He wrote the letters. I read them. He said, in Manila, at that moment, there were maybe from the whole world about 50, 60,000 priests. And everywhere the churches were not enough. So the people built altars, beautiful altars, at each corner of the road. Wherever is a statue of Our Lady, a little statue, they build a beautiful altar, making all the beautiful flowers around, and there the priest said Mass. So that the whole Manila was like one church. I can imagine what it was, you see. And then the people, all the people, they spent the days and days of this Congress in adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, the processions. Our Lord Jesus Christ was all together with Our Lady during this event. In 1946, for the 300th anniversary of the great miracle of Our Lady of the Naval, where she, Our Lady, miraculously preserved the Philippines in the Catholic faith and made the Filipino and Spanish be victorious, vanquish the Dutch Protestants. 1946, there were 300 years. And then the Pope Pius XII proclaimed the Philippines the kingdom of Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary. I think this year was one of the most beautiful manifestations of the Catholic faith whatsoever seen in the world. All people who speak about that, the congresses, everybody, this was such a Marian devotion. So everybody lived with our Lord, with Our Lady. Everybody prayed. Everybody understood. Filipinos were just coming out of the war. The islands were very poor. It was very hard in the whole world, by the way, to survive. Many people died because then, like today, you have the earthquakes, you have all these kinds of the winds and the storms, and people always had the problems, and they maybe died, but the faith was so strong. These people were happy people. There, they had the crucifix in the right and the rosary in the left hand. You see? And now, if you compare it to today, you will be astonished. You'll be shocked. Of course, many of your country people, they will yet go to church. They will yet pray the rosary. They will yet be in the great processions. Yes, of course. But when I hear the old people, a lady from the Legion of Mary who participated in 1946, she said, it's nothing what is today. It's nothing what was there. But not only this, she said, those people had the faith in their heart. These people, when they come out from their service, from their Sunday Mass, they go home and they go to the bar. And instead of singing, praising our Lord in the May times, Flores de Mayo, or in the October times, the Holy Rosary, they will sit before the television and for the bar and boom, 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 day and night. And this is the whole country, everywhere, maybe some exceptions. It's not the fault of the people, but it is that during these years something happened. Through the television, but also through a little, somehow a complete relaxing of this idea that you must follow the will of God, all this had been lost. So the people, they believe, but God, our Lord, is not anymore in the center of their life. In the center of their life, if you speak with the people generally, it is how I earn my life, how I earn my life for my family. It's true, it's a big trial. The people have problems. Most of the people, as you are examples, many people have to go abroad in order not, if not, the families would all starve. That's not your mistake. But the problem is that all the people will only think more or less about money, making money, feed the family, bring them through the health, and that they have a good, beautiful house to build. But there is nothing more left that they will think, wait a minute, what did Jesus Christ say? It's a little while here on earth. We should not too much concentrate on these things on earth. We should much more think about the heaven, about eternity. You see? That is exactly what we do. So, what I said about the Philippines, it's much worse in other countries. Those who remain about the Catholics, you know, you see this place here. This place is certainly a place where there is very much devotion, where we help the people very much. And in the church today, we have many such places. And it's good, but it's not sufficient. If you look, you know, if you look exactly, that what is the most important almost never is said anymore. If you take an orphan, a poor child, we have an orphanage in India, I know what it is. Take an orphan, take him from this horrible thing. You can make him happy. You can give him many things, and education, all kinds of things. But you know, you don't give him the most important thing. But this orphan, when he will adult, what we will do? He will earn his money. He maybe will help others. But you have had the chance to give him much more. To tell him, my friend, now you have no parents, but you will see them again in heaven. Now, you had not a good life on earth. Now you have difficulties. But then, if you carry them out of the love of God, then you will be the happiest man in the world. You see, today, if somebody is poor, if somebody is a refugee, the idea is that he becomes a revolutionary. You are poor, so I want to steal, I want to do something, because these are rich, and I want to get the money, and I want also to get rich. So the idea which comes is